Hello, this is Flying Globus here, and welcome back to me doing more crazy stuff with redstone when I get bored on holiday in France. So yeah, I decided to build a calculator. So I'm just using this fax texture pack. That's a few rules, and it opens the door, so you just know how to use the calculator, because I'm going to put this world up for download. So yeah, it's a single-digit calculator that makes an answer, and it does adding and subtraction. So I'm going to probably split this into two videos. One video showing you how it works, and if that's really short, I might make it one video, not two, but then another video just explaining the redstone. So yeah, what you do is you pick your first number, so 5, then it shows a 5, and then I'm going to, plus, obviously minus numbers just make it not work and it just doesn't show an answer, and I don't know, 8. So 5 plus 8. And now we hit equals, and we should get 13, and just gotta wait a bit, 13. So yeah, this is cool. And then hit the reset button, and you can use it over and over and over again. So I just show a bit of subtraction. We'll do 8 minus, I don't know, 3. Then we'll hit the equals button, and we get 5. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So considering that was the best part of about a minute, I'm going to make this one video entirely. So I'm just going to hit the reset button, and then I'm going to go outside and explain some of the redstone. Alright, so here's the redstone behind it. This here is kind of the first thing that happens when you hit one of the numbers on the back wall. So here we have a hopper clock constantly checking all of these, so checking for number -1, which is nothing, it clears the clock, number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 9, and then zeros on the end. So when you hit one of those numbers, so if I go scoreboard players set flying Adobinus number 2, 4, that's as if I'd hit the button on the wall which says 4 for the first number. This then goes through a series of commands and it checks, so number 4 here, it tests for anybody who has a score, the number on the scoreboard, which is a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 4, so just 4. Therefore, that means that this one works and all the other ones don't. This then sets these command blocks to 1, so that's set position 3 to 1, set position 4 to 1, set position 5, and position 6 to 1. This bit here references the different parts on the number over there, which I'll come to in a minute, and this bit here sets the 4 bits of the number to what it needs to be. So bit 1, 0, because there's no command block, bit 2, 0, bit 3, 1, because bit 3 in binary is 4, and bit 4 to 0. And the same for the rest of them, setting the individual bits. So once it's gone and worked out what it needs to display and sets the bits to that, I'll now explain the number. So here we have yet another hopper clocks. I really do like them because they test quite quickly and they never break. And here we have different positions. So this is position 5, 7, 6, and I think it's 4 in the middle. Is it 4 there? Yeah, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And this is, if I just kind of break my way in here, the different parts of the number. So we've got position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when it went and set those positions out over there, that then makes different parts of this number light up, which, makes it look like a 4, so you know that it's registered the 4. The next one, why are there so many bats in here? Anyway, the next one is the plus minus thing. So that here sets the command block scoreboard function. So this sets function to -1, which is minus, it doesn't set it to -1, it sets it to 1. Wow, learn to read. And this one here sets the function to 2. So if I just copy that, and I could have hit the button, but I'm also going to, just paste it in here. There we go, and put in a slash. When you set that to 2, it changes this, and basically what it's doing, if I just go back here, is there a gap? Yeah, there's a bit of a gap. There's yet another hopper clock. Oh yay, hopper clock. Testing for times, which I haven't implicated yet, because it's a nightmare, because it gets to a number as big as 81 from 2 single digits. And then we've got adding, which here is the green circuit, and subtracting, which basically just powers certain blocks for the lights in turn. So the adding one basically just adds onto the -1 and adds the green circuit as well, which is plus. And I've got times in there for when eventually I might add it. So the second digit is pretty much the same as the first digit, and the same principle behind. It's just that next one back there, that second row, just as the second digit. And then when you hit the equals button, and this is where the clever stuff happens. Well, this bit's not clever, but anyway, this bit just makes the equals sign show. It's just a load of repeaters and another hopper clock testing for if the answer is equal to 1. Because when you hit the equals button, that sets answer to 1, which is another scoreboard feature. And here we have the actual calculator itself. So this bit here is an adder circuit. And an adder circuit is just a series of logic gates, which when you input bit 1 from the first number and bit 1 from the second number, again tested on a hopper clock, so we get wireless redstone, makes life a lot easier, you get an answer bit 1 and an overflow. Because we all know in normal maths 1 plus 1 is 2. But in binary, because you only have 1s and 0s, 1 plus 1 is actually equal to, going from left to right, 0, 1, which is actually 2. So the second bit when on is 2. So because you can't do that in one bit, it goes into the overflow, and that feeds into the next adder circuit, which adds bit 2 from the first number and bit 2 from the second number, makes that answer, adds an overflow, bit 3 and bit 3, answer, overflow, bit 4, answer, which is here, overflow, bit 5, because if you have 9 plus 9, you get 18, which is bigger than a 4-bit number, so you have to have the fifth bit in the answer, otherwise you get overflow and you don't get the right number. So I'll explain this yellow bit now, which basically means when function is set to 2, I think is it 2? Let's have a look. Yeah, when function is set to 2, that's adding, which means the answer can actually get to set the answer bit to the right number, but the subtracting over there is down, so otherwise the two bits cancel each other out, which gets a bit confusing because both circuits work at the same time, but only one gives the answer. So this is the same for every answer bit, just to stop it from putting the answer into the answer bit variable when you don't need to, because you're adding rather than subtracting. You can't do both at the same time, because they overwrite each other. And then that kind of brings me on to here, which is the subtraction circuit, which is another series of logic gates which basically do the same thing. Get bit 1 and bit 1, you add them together, you get overflow and you get an answer bit. And the same yellow things here. Now I'm probably going to put a diagram up of what, using a logic gate diagram, a subtractor circuit looks like and what a adder circuit looks like. Just because in Minecraft you've got things like this is an AND gate, this is an XOR gate, and this is an AND gate with a NOT here. So instead of inverting it and then inverting it again, I just used a repeater instead, because I didn't have much space. So yeah, that's this bit explained. So the last bit I have to explain is after we work out what our 5 bits are using this circuit, we then have to decode that using a binary decoder back into a real number. And here we have the binary decoder. This is what gets those 5 bits and converts that into a real number. So from my 10-pin bowling alley, I had a very big taking up space version which decoded less bits because I didn't realize you could make one this efficient. So basically it gets the bits and carries them through all the way across, and these torches here will only be on, like this one here, when the set bits are on or off. So this one decodes for, I think it's 0 on the end here. Yeah, and it sets the answer number to 0, which is yet another wireless redstone signal. So here we have, if all the bits are off, this one will turn on because you're having this off, which means that torch is on and that one's off. And when these are all off, it turns that torch on. And going through, it just decodes each number individually. And then the reason the answer takes a while to appear is because after you set equals, which is scoreboard, players set, flying adobenus, answer, answer to 1, that makes these start checking for the correct bit. This delay line deactivates and then all these pistons retract. Now the reason it waits is because before you do that, if you just had this always checking and you didn't have these pistons, when the circuit over there, these two, work out the bits, it takes time for the signal to get from there to there to there to there. So if you have, say, the answer bit 1 is on, answer bit 2 is off, but answer bit 3 needs to be on, before it's worked out what the third answer bit is, it's already thought that answer bit 3 was off, and therefore it thinks you get a different number. And this then confuses the output answer number, and it gets all in a mess, and you can't actually tell what number it's given out. So that's why it has to wait till it's finished working out, and then the pistons retract and set the answer number to 1 or 3 and so on, all the way up to 18, which is over here. As you can see, I've got signs just so I could remember. So once it's worked out what the number is in real numbers, like 1, 3, 5, 17, rather than a binary number, it then takes us to the last bit of redstone, which is converting from a real number to the positions on the calculator. So this bit here is just the same as these ones. It takes the number, instead of hitting a button, it's used a binary to work out what the number is, and then it converts it to the positions on the calculator. And then here, I've merely, if you look down here, just added the second numbers, which is the number on the, I think it's the left-hand side? No, the number on the left-hand side is here, so this is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And this here is the number on the right-hand side, as you look at the end number, which is, I think, is this 10 here? Is this 10? Yeah, so we've got 10, so this bit here is effectively a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3, but because it's in the tens column, it makes it 10, 11, 12, 13. So, I think that just about covers the redstone behind this, and it did take a good, I don't know, 5 hours in total to get this whole thing to work properly. So I'm just going to show you one last time, and as it works out, explain each stage individually. So I'm just going to hit the reset button, because otherwise things get a bit messed up. Actually, yeah, that's the one thing I haven't explained. The reset button. The reset button simply is just a piece of redstone, just smash these out of the way, that feeds along here, and basically sets a load of command blocks to their number. So the first thing it does is it sets function to 0, which turns the plus times sign back to a little dot. The next couple of things it does is it sets number to -1 and second number to -1, which is effectively the clearing number for each of them. So number is that one, second number is that one. Sets it to -1, which means this wouldn't display anything. And the last thing it does is it sets the answer number to -1, which clears this number back to nothing. Right, so I'm just going to show off the calculator one last time. So when we hit 4 over here, if I just break my way through, that goes and works out over here on this circuit what 4 is and what to set the different positions on this to 4, and goes and sets the binary for the first number to 4. Then if we hit plus, that goes and turns this into a plus and lists the said piston for the adder circuit to actually make sure that the answer goes into the command blocks and sets the right variable on the scoreboards to that. Then we're going to go and hit 5, which does the same for the first one, but for the second number, and then equals. So that then starts the delay line and also works out across there what the answer bit is. And here we go, we get our answer. 4 plus 5 is 9. So this has been a calculator in Minecraft, well, a single digit, simple calculator, but still rather hard to implement. Right, there's one last bit of redstone I haven't explained, which is how it gets the signal from the buttons over to a command block, which is right here. Is it basically takes a signal from the button and will send it down a repeater line to the command block. But of course, I can't do that for all of them, so this one, you hit the button, it sends the redstone around, and the repeater's down there, just so the redstone doesn't interfere with each other. So it alternates stuff. So yeah, that's how you get the button signal to where the command blocks were, because I couldn't be bothered to move the command blocks behind the buttons. Obviously that would have been far easier, but yeah, I'm lazy. So yeah, thanks for sticking with it to the end of me explaining the depressingly boring redstone. Unless you're into redstone behind the calculator, which I wasted my life building in Minecraft, even though I could have just gone and bought one from a shop. So yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.